got the little man, you got the big man, and you got the bigger man.
Hi, how are you? I am fine. Hey everybody, it's Kellen Nitro from Nitro Maniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited coming at you with another Nitro steak, but it's just it's not even a classic Nitro steak. It's a normal Nitro steak as we take a look at the 2024 Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, which took place on overnight Friday here in North America, early Saturday morning, so on and so forth. And it was a huge show, lots to get about, and I've got guests lined up to talk about it. We gotta get going though, because guests are here for a limited amount of time and so on and so forth. So I'm going to bring him in first. If you're new to the channel, I am the hardcore wrestling fan. This is the lapsed fan, Mr. TL. We're going to bring him in. Hello, Mr. TL. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. And the new fan, CraigPFraser, should be joining us momentarily. We'll pop him up as soon as he is ready to do so. But your initial thoughts on this show, I guess going into it, what were you expecting? Will be my first question.
I was expecting a kind of mediocre show because there was only 4 matches, 2 being the Chamber, and no big names.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to give him a try here. You've heard from the Laps fan, Mr. TL. This is the new fan, CraigPFraser, joining us. He joins us on all our classic shows and that stuff. Craig, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I have a bit of a cold, so I sound like I'm coming from the depths of hell.
I'm fighting the same thing, dude. Yesterday was just very gravelly, it's going around. Yes, it's definitely going around. So, first thing I'm gonna ask you is, how did your you were doing some production shooting, I think, over the last 24 hours for what is it, Dark Ascension LARP?
Yes, Dark Ascension LARP. Well, it turned out to be more of a shoot, scout day.
Okay.
Day we had some people, unfortunately, not able to make it. But we do a plan to do some more theatrical teasers for the upcoming season this summer. And then we were also planning a D&D campaign for just something on the side.
Nice. Right on. Cool. Hey.
You know what your voice sounds like? You sound like regular Edge in an interview.
Regular Edge in an interview?
Yeah.
I actually discovered a new impression, but I need to eat some jujubes in order to do the impression. I put a jujube in the back of my throat, and I sound like the inspirational speaker Tony Robbins.
Oh God!
Like I've been gargling salt water. But you have to, like, when you're going into your, like, I can't do it without. I need the jujube, otherwise it doesn't work. But like when I have the jujube in, you're like, yeah, it sounds like you've been gargling seawater for 5 days.
A little bit, yeah, or razor blades.
Exactly.
1 or 2. Exactly. Hey, there we go. So, well, I tell you what, we will get rolling. Oh, we'll start with Ken AMTV with a comment to begin here. Sad there was no knifey spoony match at the Chamber. Well, they were in Australia. And Simpsons reference, classic Simpsons reference, that's been brought into the wrestling parliaments because of all things in AEW Soraya and the Outcast promo from a couple of weeks ago. So there we go. I am going to start the show with summoning the Undertaker. Below Craig is it's a Nitro Maniac TV Undertaker with all the news and results from the 2024 what is it? Elimination Chamber. Yes. Which is here, our first fun fact of the show here, folks, is they can't use the name Elimination Chamber in Germany. So this is the poster that was in Germany for Elimination Chamber. They just titled it No Escape.
No Escape Path.
They
Yeah.
can't use Elimination Chamber in Germany.
Nope,
That's right.
absolutely not.
I wonder why.
I was going to explain that. Yes, because it's too close to
I think
the
everybody-
Holocaust and gas chambers and that stuff. So
yeah.
probably a wise decision not to call it elimination chamber over there. But anyway, over here in North America, we got this. So there we go. So elimination chamber. That's it. And yeah, the attendance was 52,590 at Optus Stadium in Perth, Western Australia. So, gentlemen, you can take turns with this right off the bat. What did you think of the stadium and the presentation of it? I think it's the first time ever for it being a wrestling television venue. I don't think it's ever been used before as a wrestling television venue. I think it's like one of the newer stadiums on the planet. I think it's only been built for like 3 years or something like that. So.
Oh wow! So if my Australian geography is not completely off, Perth, that's like really the only major city in Western Australia, like on the far west part of the country.
That's right. Yeah, it's right off the Indian Ocean, apparently. So.
Okay, so yeah, because most like Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, like they're all on the east side. I'm pretty sure Canberra and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
Perth is the Vancouver.
Perth is the Vancouver.
That's a good analogy.
Well, and I've heard it's opposite. Like they say, like the further south you go, it's more like going north, where it's like more north you go in Australia. It's like going to like the southern US, where it's like Brisbane has a lot more of the bogans, as they say, the kind of like the Australian rednecks. Whereas Perth, it's like, I think it's more of like surfing town, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. And
So,
we saw plenty of tourism clips for sure. It was definitely an ad to visit Perth throughout this entire pay-per-view for sure. Like they would just intercut in clips of everything from I guess they have an island with small rodents that are cute, I guess, that run around, and there's
are those capybaras?
I think they're small. Well, they might. I can't remember if they were capybaras. I think they're smaller than capybaras, though.
Cool.
I think they're like closer to rats than anything else. But
well, they're rodents. So yeah,
there we go.
It's only like certain rodents were like, oh, but then like there's some rodents like, get out of that thing, has a tail.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about?
We're talking about the rodents on the island in Perth.
Yeah, talking a little
Why?
bit about the city, because you got to set the scene.
Or scene setting.
We're in a cricket oval, having a wrestling event.
Now, is it a cricket oval or is it a Australian rules football stadium?
Both. The point of Australian rules football is to utilize a cricket oval to play a game that resembles rugby.
Gotcha. So it's dual purpose. Okay, cool. I did not know that. Hey,
see, this is great setting, Todd.
See?
Yeah, not goddamn capybaras on an island.
They're very adorable.
They have nothing to do with this event, regardless if they're adorable or not.
Though. I mean, thinking at least they're thinking outside the box. I mean, we saw Kevin Owens walk in with a freaking koala strapped to him.
That actually happened though in the event.
Yes.
See, it's related.
Yes.
No, it's not.
There you
God.
go.
Well, they did more of like the NFL game day style walk-ins with the superstars and that stuff at the beginning of the show that we loved so much at the Rumble. I think now it's like, okay, this is going to be part of the presentation going forward with the live events and everything and the premium live events. So I like that. I like that they've brought that up. The drone shots were amazing with the background of the city and just the sunset and everything like that. And they look like they didn't really light as much of the stadium as past stadium spectaculars and that stuff, but there could be a reason for that too, as apparently they were fighting some storms and stuff like that leading into the event. So maybe they didn't want to set up like, a whole ton of light rigging just to have it blowing around and whatever, or, blown down or in a potentially unsafe situation. So they kind of went with a less is more motif with the set. And I thought it didn't take away from anything at all. Just maybe a couple times during the chamber match where, Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre were standing. It looked like Randy was kind of standing in the dark at one point. Just because
he was definitely in the shadows there.
Just in the shadow, yeah. But hey, whatever.
I'm not saying don't do Australia ever again, but don't do Australia ever again.
Really? Wow.
The timing is off. The weather was hot. Apparently, everyone was sweating their balls off.
Yeah.
Summertime.
Raquel Rodriguez had a skin flare issue again.
Mm.
God, the time difference. It's just there's better stadiums you could do anywhere else and get the WWE product off.
So you would say, next year or maybe going forward is executed in like a North American stadium or maybe try to UK or something like that or somewhere along the lines.
I don't know. I mean, Rhea Ripley. This is all done off the back of Rhea Ripley.
Yes,
she's a big Australian star.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna need more Australian stars if you're ever gonna do that again.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, she's a cracker good star, Mike.
Well, they had 3 booked. They were to have 4, but Bronson Reed, they had to pull Bronson off the card because his wife was giving birth, so he had to stay behind and become a dad. So there we go. Congrats to Bronson Reed. So,
yes. There you go.
So, but the 3 on roster Australian stars, Indy Hartwell, Grayson Waller, and Rhea Ripley were featured on the show. We'll start with looking at the matches as they take place here and just running things down. And feel free to leave comments and questions either on X or on the comments and that stuff, and we will get to them, much like Ken AMTV did off the top of the show. And we can pop up that neat little graphic that pops up with the question. So anyways, the opening contest, this was on the pre-show. I didn't expect you guys to watch pre-show at all. I did, just to catch the opening contest because it was for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. It was Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, the tag team. They used to call themselves The Way in NXT because they were part of that stable with Dexter Lumis and Johnny Gargano. But they were taking on the Kabuki Warriors, so Kairi Sane and Asuka, that were, of course, the Damage Control, or affiliated with the new Damage Control with Bayley and Dakota Kai, now out of Damage Control. And this match went 8 minutes and 55 seconds. They have a tag team finish, the Kabuki Warriors, where they utilize Kairi's insane elbow, which is that real flamboyant elbow drop where she just basically, as the kids would say, yeet herself off the top rope. And it's almost like the old demolition decapitation a little bit, because Asuka has the victim or the person that's getting the move done to them kind of in a guillotine choke as she hits the elbow, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that's all I have to add for that.
Oh, I didn't watch the match, so I got nothing to add other than that Kabuki Warriors is a stupid name.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it amazes me that this was the creative kind of sort of that Kairi was ticked off at. So she left WWE and she's come back to basically the same creative, which is, not great, but hey, what can you do, right? So
you're a Japanese wrestler. You're going to do some kind of like anime thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, at least anime is like in style. It's like current, but I mean the Kabuki Warriors, like old Japanese play where they just wear the masks over them and they just emote by changing masks.
Time to be Kabuki.
That's like from like the 1200s or something.
Yeah, definitely. It's like one of the world's oldest art forms, I think.
On stage.
On stage, yeah, exactly. Like it predates Shakespeare by a good 300 years, I think. So
okay, imagine that. Imagine if there was a British team called the Shakespeare Warriors. Would not that be the least intimidating thing ever?
I would want to have that gimmick. What are you talking about? I could come out and be like, "Doth thy mother thou fly with the hound on the finger of the ombudsman? I doth taketh down to the count of 3. Thrice I shall have thee pinned. And the waitrose of those doth their saying."
Could you imagine the opening promos on Raw or something like that? One of them pops out. It's just like, good morrow, fellow denizens of the sport. Of thy sport, I should say.
Thou shalt take my fist and striketh, and wrap my fury upon thy chamber.
And you and my friends
just be like, who is this Rudy Poo?
I go, Rudy Poo, that thou defecate with your words with that golden shirt? You bald-headed biscuit.
Mhm.
Whoa. The Rock is
See?
gonna lay it, the smack it down on your candy. There you go.
There we go. There's my idea right away for 2K24 when I pick it up for my first 2 custom wrestlers. It'll be the Shakespeare Warriors and just be like, just make them look like old English, playwrights or something like that.
The worst shit ever.
The one partner will be like Samson Mackenhouse, and then the other guy can just be Samson, or the other guy can just be Macbeth. Just name him after the play. Hamlet and Macbeth, or just name them both Hamlet and Macbeth. There you go.
Hamlet and Macbeth, yeah.
Perfect.
You're missing the trick here. You should have a manager named King James.
King James. Well, that's my dad's name. I can't do that.
Oh, interesting.
Can't name myself after my dad.
And then you can do things like, I shall speak to thee in thy King James version.
Oh,
I decree that the Worldwide Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championships shall be ours.
Quiet thee, villain! It is fisticuffs.
Yes, exactly. So, hey, there we go. So already got some creative going for the new video games coming up. That's some great stuff. Absolutely. So I still got to finish 2K23 as well. I haven't get off my butt and do that, but what can
Don't you have to be on your butt to do that?
Yeah, well, I'm on my butt right now. I'm hosting this sitting on my butt. So let's jump ahead to the main show, and our opening contest, and the opening contest that everybody would have seen watching the show was the Women's Elimination Chamber match, featuring some new faces here and some faces we haven't seen on a PLE pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, for a long time. You had Becky Lynch, you had Naomi, who made her return at the Royal Rumble. You have Raquel Rodriguez, we had Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and debuting in her first ever main roster premium live event, Tiffany Stratton. And this contest ran 32 minutes and 15 seconds, and Becky Lynch gets the nod for WrestleMania. She'll take on the winner of the Rhea Ripley Nia Jax match that we'll talk about. That was the main event, or in the main event slot of the pay-per-view, the last match coming up when we get to it, obviously. But I guess, TL, I'll start with you. Thoughts on the Women's Elimination Chamber contest?
Okay, very first thing. All 6 women are 10 out of 10s. Like, my God. What a collection. I'm just saying, like, and Bianca Belair's outfit, I was watching this alone. When she took off that robe, I said out loud, God damn. The Princess Leia outfit? Shit. Man.
Nice.
Well
done.
Yes. Yes, it was. The actual match, okay. Man, so much in this thing. It was a bit too obvious that Becky Lynch was going to win.
Yes.
Tiffany Stratton had a hell of a showing, and the crowd loved her for absolutely no reason, but hey, they went with it. Liv Morgan can't fucking wrestle. She blows every spot that isn't hers. It's like she doesn't know what other people's moves are, so she doesn't know how to take them. I'm like, what are you doing out there? You're screwing up left, right, and center.
Right.
Everyone else seemed to be all right. You could tell they were really protecting themselves out there, meaning that like they were going light. They were not going heavy on this one. There was a lot of daylight in between everything. I guess in wrestling terms, what that means is when you try to land something, your contact point is here, and you try to make it as close as you can so there's no daylight in between without actually punching through your target to hurt them. But there was a lot of daylight in this one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They worked hard and they worked safe, but it wasn't believable.
I think the way they shot the cage too in both matches, the men's and the women's elimination chamber, they changed it up this year by there was a static camera on the middle of the cage, on a kind of like a tether or something like that, much like you'd see in an NFL game where it's above the field and that stuff, and it runs along that tether line from end zone to end zone. They kind of did that in the chamber as well. And that was a new look. I'm not sure if that necessarily translated well because you're right. It did expose a lot of spots that they were doing. That being said, I'd love to see them, maybe work a little bit more snugger or stiffer. But I think
snug is the right word. Snug is the right word.
Yeah,
stiff is when you start hurting people.
Yeah.
And you start like breaking bones and bleeding by accident. You don't need all that.
Yeah.
Just snug it up. Make it look a little bit more real.
But I think this is also the same point that we've brought up at last year's chamber. I think we did a show in 2021 about the chamber as well. And just ever since they've added the women's chamber to it, is that there's things that need to be worked on in that style of match on that side of the ledger, just to make it a little bit more believable, I think, and a little bit more concrete and that stuff. But that being said, I think that I think that all 6 women actually did decently in there, some more than others. Like, yes, Tiffany Stratton, if this was your first time watching her on a WWE show and that stuff, she's going to be probably in that title picture by the end of the year, I would think. I've and again, the way that the Women's Rumble ended this year with basically it was that group that was in the chamber, save Naomi and Raquel, on the outside, hanging by the railing, watching Bayley celebrate. Right. So, I mean, that's for both shows. That's going to be, your upcoming list of contenders, like I said, on both sides. So that just reinforced the fact, right?
Did you see Liv Morgan messing up as much as I did?
A tiny bit. I'll now that you brought it up, I'll have to bring it. To take a look at it again and see. But I wouldn't be surprised. Like to be truthful, during that contest, that didn't come up, or that didn't really pop into my mind more, or I didn't notice it more, I should say, than the production stuff that they were trying, because there was a lot of neat new stuff they were trying production wise with it that kind of with the camera angles and everything. So, Craig, from what you've seen and what you can interpret, what did you think of the opening contest there?
I did not watch any match, so I was not able to. So I can't comment on this.
Oh, okay.
I do think based on the winner, I did look at the results. So I'm a little shy. I guess Becky Lynch still a very big top star.
Yes.
Kind of like the Stone Cold of women's wrestling right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to give her the shot at, I guess that'd be at Rhea Ripley, right?
Yes.
Yep. So because I thought that maybe though they would go, because they have that new. We saw her at the Royal Rumble when I watched the Royal Rumble with you guys. Jade Cargill, I thought she's kind of like a Big Star coming in. Or because Rhea's a pretty big girl, so having her go up against someone like a Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill, like that would be a big rumble.
Yes, I think. Yeah, I think that was the initial plans, but as we've seen, as we'll discuss here too, stuff has pivoted big time since the Royal Rumble. This will be this is sawing. And you're exactly right, TL. This is sawing the couch in half, make it fit to go up the stairwell. Is what WWE is doing this year. To use that analogy. So, what we've seen, to close out the Rumble and that stuff is completely different to what we are now because of injuries, because of chemistry situations, and just because things they have tried just flat out the crowd has decided to rebel against. So, we'll get to that as we go along. But
so is Cargill where is she doing right now then? Because I'm not really following up on this.
SmackDown, but they haven't used her in a match, I don't think yet or anything. But she's on SmackDown.
She's done nothing.
She's done nothing. But they've done promos with her on SmackDown. They've
literally had her hold a contract binder thing in her hand and contemplate signing it every week since the Rumble. She's done nothing else.
Yeah.
The reason being, she was in AEW and she wasn't a very trained wrestler at all.
Mm-hmm.
and they got her into WWE and realized, oh shit, she doesn't know how to wrestle. She has a good look, a good presentation, and a big name, but she can't actually perform to their standard at all.
She's kind of like Lady Goldberg.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yes. So do you maybe think that they'll put her with like a really good worker? Like I think Bailey will probably win the belt against Io Sky at WrestleMania. Do you have like maybe Bailey Cargill for like SummerSlam?
I mean, I think that's maybe the end goal to have her ready by the latter part of the year, but
the end goal is the money match, which is Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill.
Yes, obviously.
That's
so that might be even shortlisted because with all the rumors coming out of this now and that stuff is that that Bianca wouldn't have Cargill as a dance partner for Mania. I think they're looking now at even a Tiffany Stratton versus Bianca Belair, to be honest, for Mania.
I don't think Cargill's going to get on to Mania.
Yeah, I don't think she's. I think they might use her as like a walkout thing during a match or something, or maybe where she's like a guest, whatever.
They could put her in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal for women.
Yeah,
she could win that.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, she's good in Battle Royals. We've seen that already. So, but so we'll wait to see what happens. Moving on, our next contest on the card was for the WWE Tag Team Championships, the Undisputed Tag Team Champ. Actually, hang on, we got a new comment here. So, yes, Lady Great Khali. Is that for Tiffany? Or for Jade Cargill? Jeez.
I think so.
Brain chops for everybody. I like that. Yes, very good point.
Chop.
Yeah, brain chop. So the WWE World Tag Team Championships on the line next. We had the brand new team of the Catch Republic of Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate taking on the Judgment Day of Finn Balor and Damian Priest. So Catch Republic is a new team that's signed or that has kind of joined forces on SmackDown kind of since the Rumble. It used to be, Pete Dunne, who's no longer in the Brawling Brutes as Butch. Yeah, he was Butch, but now he's back as Pete Dunne, has joined forces with Tyler Bate, his old rival from NXT UK, and they are now a tag team called the Catch Republic, and their gimmick is they wrestle good. That's what they do. Yay, good wrestling.
Not only do they wrestle good, but they're under 5 feet tall.
Mm-hmm. They are kind of short, yes.
Kind of. The referee looked like Razor Ramon next to them.
Well, it's kind of, it was an unfortunate referee pairing. Yes, I would have taken one of the lady refs out of the chamber matches and that stuff and put one of them in the ring with these guys in this one.
I don't think they could have found anybody smaller unless they actually dressed up one of them as a referee.
For undersized athletes, they're good, though. I mean, I've always.
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're really small.
Yeah, I can see that too.
So was Martin St. Louis. He was also small, but he was great.
He also had knives strapped to his foot. All right, that's a different game completely.
That is really hockey, yes.
With everybody else with knives strapped to their feet.
So he was playing knifey spoony. Gotcha.
That's knifey skatey.
Dunn and Bate, the hooligan dwarfs. Okay. I didn't think we were going to. I didn't think we were doing short jokes on the Catch Republic, but we've gone there. Dominic Mysterio was ringside for the Judgment Day team during this match, and his heel character is probably the most over heel in wrestling today. So much so
it still hasn't hit the 5th gear yet.
Yeah, and he's like he's midway through 3rd gear right now with it. Like there's still ways to go with this. It's unreal.
Remember how he takes it to the next step? Do you remember?
I don't. I'm just smiling and nodding.
He admits that Eddie's his dad.
Yeah.
Close. You're so close. If he steals Vicky Guerrero's excuse me.
Oh.
There you go. Now he's next level heat.
Mm-hmm.
If he starts doing the excuse me like Vicky Guerrero, holy shit.
Yep. Yeah, I can't add anything to that. That would be insane. That was just because the Australian crowd was just angry at him, just white hot angry throughout that entire match. They wouldn't allow him to do the introduction. They flipping him off at ringside.
They are very angry people. I'm sorry. They just...
And another thing too, they tried to cover it up a few times on the pay-per-view, but their sensors and that stuff and their switch on the censor button was a little too slow. They allowed the guys to swear at the crowd this time, which was pretty good. So
they didn't allow them. It slipped through the censor.
Yeah, that's what it was. So I thought, hey, great. Added level of realism. Not bad.
True.
Yeah.
I will say I don't think so much that it's Australians are just an angry people. I just think that most of the Australians in that arena were just probably drinking a lot.
That's why they're angry people.
So they were doing shoeies.
But it's not like but it's not like an angry yelling. They're just like, all right, Dom, yeah, bastard, yeah. You suck mine.
Would either of you two gentlemen do a shoey?
No.
Yeah, I'd give it a go.
Nasty. Yeah. Why the fuck is that a thing? That's disgusting. Why would you put a beer in your shoe? Nasty, stinky, sweaty, 40-degree weather with all humidity, just sweating in your Jordans, and you put a beer in that and drink it? It's disgusting.
Why would you fly out east and kiss a fish? Same reason, right?
What did you just say to me?
Why would you fly out east and kiss a fish?
What did you call me?
Kiss a fish.
I'm not a gay fish.
Settle down, Kanye. We're talking about the new.
Yeah, no, we're talking
screeched in.
Getting screeched in. Yeah, you know.
What?
And there's like a West Coast equivalent to that too. I can't remember what it is, but I think it does involve, again, kissing a dead fish. So
the Vancouver Island tradition. I have family on Vancouver Island. Is smoke a bowl through a fish.
There we go. Yes. There we go.
You just use the mouth.
Why would you do that? I mean, it's because you're in the area. That's what they do. So when in Rome, do as Romans do.
Everybody's high on the island.
Fuck them Romans, okay?
Oh, he is not acknowledging the bloodline here or tribal chief.
I am not acknowledging this. I do not condone this. No. Now. No shoeies.
Okay. Well, down with shoeies. All right. This tag match was good. It was a passable tag match, I thought. 17 minutes and 25 seconds. And, we knew that the Judgment Day, again, wasn't losing the tag belts here. There's probably going to be... They have to utilize Priest some way at Mania to establish the fact that he's still Money in the Bank and that threat of a cash-in could still happen at Mania. So if it doesn't happen before then. So I would think that we'll see.
How do you give him a belt? How do you give him a belt?
Yeah, that's the thing. I would think that maybe Judgment Day loses the tag belts in a 4-way at Mania, and then that frees up Priest for, a title opportunity or a cash in.
No.
It's a weak way of doing it, but
with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns going for that belt.
Yes.
And you've got Drew McIntyre and Seth on the other belt.
Spoiler, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah.
But who are you supposed to... What belt are you supposed to give to Damian Priest?
Yeah.
Intercontinental Championship. You have Judgment Day going up against Imperium.
Maybe.
Yeah, but that's not what the Money in the Bank is for. It's for a world heavyweight title.
Yes, but they changed around. They changed the guidelines around Money in the Bank, saying that you can cash in for a title opportunity of any title of your choosing over the next calendar year.
Well, then that would make Damian Priest look like the biggest moron that he didn't take the chance to try and cash in on a real champion and go after an IC title. Who cares?
Or you go after the U.S. title after maybe Logan Paul gets his ass handed to him by Randy Orton. So, who knows?
That's probably going to be Kevin Owens, probably.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You can't give a major belt to Damian Priest right now. So I don't know when he's ever going to cash that in, unless he does it against. Unless he does it against Drew McIntyre. but that would make him a face.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Again, Ken AMTV chiming in says Priest shouldn't be anywhere near the title with his run. Yes,
exactly.
And he goes on to add, if Priest chooses the IC title for his championship, and we talk about him for 20 years being dumber than RVD when he picked his bout for a future event. Yeah. Well, I mean, with RVD's situation, though, that was, he wanted the champion Cena on his turf under his terms.
He actually wanted a fair match.
He wanted a fair match because, again, he was a babyface at the time.
He wasn't just going to sneak one in,
right? So of the brand relaunch, right? So
the dumbest one I think was Mr. Kennedy, who put the briefcase up in a match on SmackDown and then got rid of it.
No, RVD won his lock, stock, and barrel at Mania that year.
No. Who's the guy that just straight up lost the briefcase in a match on SmackDown?
Oh,
I thought that was Kennedy.
Was it Damian Sandow? I think
Sandow won Money in the Bank.
I believe so. Yeah.
No.
I think it was Damian Sandow.
What if?
Yeah, I'm getting confirmation in the chat now. Yeah, Damian Sandow. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
So yeah.
What if it is for the World Heavyweight title? And what if Seth beats Drew, but at the end he's celebrating, and then Priest comes down when Rollins is all beat up? Yeah, takes the title.
I think it'll revolve around that, just because even if Drew beats Seth for the title, you still have that thing where, Drew sided with the Judgment Day for Survivor Series last year, and then Judgment Day blamed Drew for the loss in the War Games match. So
could be interesting. There's a few things.
It's not big enough.
That's
my whole thing.
But
that's my whole thing. It's not big enough. You can't give these people the title and then make the title go from interesting to nothing.
It isn't, but you're not going to put Damian Priest in there with Roman Reigns, right after Reigns.
That's what I'm saying. So, that's what I'm saying. They've kind of pigeonholed themselves into a corner here.
Yeah.
Because what belt are you going to give Damian Priest that's going to elevate the title? You can't.
You can't.
It won't elevate under him.
Yeah.
It'll just lose interest.
Yeah. So keep him as a safety valve until close to Money in the Bank, and then I guess he'd have to cash in. That's it. Because he loses a briefcase the night of Money in the Bank if he doesn't cash in.
When does Money in the Bank come up?
July, typically. June or July. Late June, early July.
Okay, so he's got time.
He does have time, yeah. He has time.
Yeah, they might put something in after WrestleMania to bring the Judgment Day forward towards like a world title scene.
So moving on the card, Grayson Waller effect with Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. I guess we've basically seen the seeds being planted for something on night one of WrestleMania, that rumored tag match with Roman Reigns, The Rock versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Even though Cody said he wants The Rock one-on-one, the scuttlebutt is The Rock is not ready for a one-on-one match. And so it sounds like the best way to use them would be in a tag match at this point.
Well, I mean, The Rock probably isn't ready for a one-on-one match. I mean, the guy looks extremely jacked, but I mean, like, he is like, what, 54?
Yes.
You're a movie star. You're on sets. You're working out. You're in the Iron Paradise, but it's just like you're not a full-time wrestler. Like, and he knows that. Like, he's not going in there like Rock Hogan peak level. Like, he's going to be coming in as Hogan, like from a match. Like, basically, like, I'm the old man now.
Yeah, he needs a tune-up match.
He does. Yeah, he needs a lead up for that, and you're not going to use Cody for that tune-up, I don't think.
No.
You're going to. You have to come up with something, before then and that stuff. So that's why I'm thinking it's going to be a tag match on night one. That's why I'm siding with those rumors that, they're going to have a tag match on night one of WrestleMania, Rock Roman versus Cody Seth. And then, it's Cody versus Roman on night two. And Rock doesn't cost Roman the match, but Rock does something to basically, sever his allegiance with the bloodline somehow. Because the signs in that promo were there on SmackDown. I mean, he literally hung the L on Roman when he saluted him, because it wasn't a straight up 1 when he saluted him. It was a L. He threw up.
So what if it looks like Rock? This is just spitballing potentially.
Yeah, no, this is what we do.
Rock comes out and does the whole match with Roman, but of course, Solo's out there, Paul Heyman's out there, Bloodline's out there. Jey Uso comes down, right? And there's that tension.
Yes.
But then coming out of the back is other surviving members of the Inoue family. Fucking Rikishi comes back. All these other members of that family come down, and The Rock's like, what? And then The Rock's like looking at them like, what are you all doing here? And then The Rock turns around and he's standing with Jay and Rikishi and anyone else who comes out. Haku, get him out there. Like, I don't think he's related, but like, just get him out there. But just like, and then Rock turns around and Roman's like, what? Like, what are you doing? He's like, you think you're the only bloodline? Like, you're the only one that could have a bloodline? And yeah, that's it. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be sweet. Yeah.
Are you asking for a Samoan civil war?
Why not? That'd be cool. I'd that's box office to me. It's like, Rock's got his own. He's got his own bloodline.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Like, the Rikishi return. That's a pop. I'm sorry.
Oh, it is. Yeah. It's still to this day a Rikishi return.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, he comes out, he could do like the banging it. I don't know. Get Scotty too hot. He come out and do the word.
You could even have. You could even have Jay repeat his dad's famous line on the mic. Why'd you do it? I did it for The Rock.
Oh God.
Oh, that'd be so good. I would if I was in the building, I'd be standing up like, yes.
Spitball.
This is why you're not in the bloodline. This is why you're in Alpha Academy.
What?
And then Tama Tonga comes out.
Tama Tonga
comes
out. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I'm in.
Just bring them all in. Yes.
And then the glass breaks. Stone Cold comes out. He's just like, I also acknowledge The Rock.
Didn't him and Jacob Fatu just both become free agents?
Yes.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah. They all are, and I think it's been it's the worst kept secret right now is that Tama's heading to NXT, so they're just dealing on terms with the year now and that stuff and whatever. But he's probably heading to NXT for maybe, I don't know, Stand and Deliver, which is their big pre-Mania show on Mania weekend or something like that. So let's see what happens. But
my whole thing is this Grayson Waller effect was useless.
Well, the only two things we got out of that were Rollins is cleared basically for in-ring contact again, which is good. And Rhodes puts the challenge out to The Rock, which means I think we're getting a tag match. Night 1, WrestleMania, and then night 2, they rattle off the main events and that stuff, which means I think they're going to give that main event slot on night 1 to Bayley and Io Sky, because they're going to want their longest serving women, one of their workhorses in their division, to get her WrestleMania moment. Because I don't think Bayley's really had a WrestleMania moment. So this is
no, she hasn't.
So
I was going to say maybe you could put Becky Rhea there too as well.
Yep.
I think they're going to stack night 2. Honestly, I think we're looking at a stacked night 2, and maybe night 1 will be a lot of undercard stuff and that tag match and Bayley and Io. That's it.
Man.
Because traditionally, you looked at it, the ratings for the 2 nights of WrestleMania, night 2 has traditionally had better ratings than night 1. Because people always get together on Sunday to watch the WrestleMania. The Saturday night card is kind of it's an add-on, it's there, but everyone loves to get together WrestleMania Sunday to watch that.
I just want to add, Seth Rollins has a very punchable face, and if I hear that laugh one more time,
he's a Disney villain. He is the closest WWE has to a Disney villain right now.
He's a jerk off.
What does the crowd sing? Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
What the hell was that? That was the saddest choir I've ever heard.
I have a cold.
It sounded like New Kids on the Block.
men's chamber.
That's a classic. You know what? That was a better dance hit than anything Michael Jackson.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
What? It's that Seth Rollins?
I want that heat.
I like that. Is that Seth Rollins or Dick Dastardly for the Wacky Races? That's not bad.
That's good.
That's not bad. That's a good apropos. Yes, very good. Okay, so now we move to the next contest, which was the men's chamber. So I will bring back the no escape graphic for that because it has everybody on there. It is Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre. And this thing went 36 minutes and 55 seconds with setting up a lot of the aforementioned undercard for WrestleMania during this, because I think we're going to get Logan Paul versus Randy Orton after that. I think that's an inevitability. I think that'll be for the U.S. title. I think we're going to get
LA Knight versus AJ Styles.
LA Knight, AJ Styles is the next thing I was going to talk about. And exactly. Out of that, Lashley, I think, hurt himself during that match, so I don't expect him in Mania at all. Unfortunately, I think he hurt his shoulder because there's that one thing on the side that was they tried to mute the sound after
and
he went through the pod. Fuck! Yeah, and it's shit, fuck, like that. Yeah. It's like, oh man, that sucks for Lashley. He's out. Yeah, so
maybe a tear or dislocation.
Yeah, I think so. Ugh. The way it was limp and he was holding it, and they were very delicate with him getting him out of the chamber. He hurt something big time there, so I think he's out for a bit. So,
but also, didn't they use that spot to get AJ Styles in the cage?
They did, yes.
Also, I think they should.
I don't think it was supposed to be that long, though. That's the thing, because it was a painfully long time to get Lashley out of there. So,
I think they should have a tag team with Drew McIntyre and LA Knight, where LA Knight can go, yeah, and then Drew McIntyre can go, aye. So he does aye and yeah, and then I don't know. I would like it.
Okay. I'm just going to fit this in here because it fits. But the men's chamber ended up being the match of the night over on Twitter. So the men's chamber with 57% of the vote got your vote for match of the night. So thank you very much, everybody who took part in that.
And over the last
12 hours.
I voted for that match myself.
All 6 of these guys are over, whether they're a heel or whether they're a face.
Mm-hmm.
They were all over.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is one of the more successful chamber matches they've ever done in that sense. Mm-hmm. It was pretty good. Nobody did a super crazy spot. Logan did do a crossbody off of one of the chambers, but like, you remember that time Rey Mysterio hung from the top of it and then jumped down and gave someone a Hurricane Rana?
That's right, yeah.
Craziest shit we've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And like, I wanted someone to do that kind of spot. But they don't have anybody that's really capable of that.
Well, they were trying to kind of work safe and that stuff. I mean, I loved. There was other things to watch during this thing too that didn't really have like the real oh my god type spot to it. I mean, Logan Paul in the chamber. I'm sorry, it was hilarious watching him with the Sharpie doodle, and
that was funny.
That was funny. And then Kevin Owens just beat the crap out of him right after. That was some hilarious stuff. It was really good.
I saw some clips of this match on Twitter when I was kind of going through because I wasn't able to watch, but like I saw a lot of those shenanigans with Kevin Owens and like him hitting the glass, trying to like give shots to the. I think was that Logan Paul getting smashed into the glass.
Yeah,
and then he just runs into his cell and beats the crap out of him.
Yeah.
This is pretty funny.
Exactly. And then just to add to this comment that Ken AMTV sent in was Lashley's age is starting to go against him. Sadly, yes, indeed. He's up there. He's late 40s now, I think. So it's starting to break down, unfortunately. So. I don't think Lashley after last night's going to be involved in anything at WrestleMania, sadly. So that's it. with that
Well, we don't
because
know. I don't know how
we
bad
don't know
it
for sure,
was.
but we'll see.
The whole point of him going out of the cage so slowly was to get
Yeah.
AJ Styles in the damn cage
Yeah,
to give LA Knight a Styles clash.
yeah. But my observation on that again was it was painfully slow seeing him exit the cage. Like it was like there's taking your time so somebody can run in to jump into the cage, and then there's okay, let's be very careful with him and get him out to, and there was
Again, the more real you play it, the better it is.
there was confirmation of two what they considered significant injuries on the pay-per-view from WWE after the show. They didn't mention from who, but Finn Balor walked out and basically acknowledged that he had dislocated his thumb during the tag match. So you see at the end of the match, he was trying to put the thumb back into the socket, which was on camera, which is kind of gross, but there we go. But that would check out if that was the second significant injury was to Lashley. So, but we'll see. It
might have been Rhea Ripley the way that Nia Jax was stretching her.
Well, hey, she did work Nia Jax, which we'll get to right now. Is just coming up here on the pay-per-view. Here we go. So the main event spot went for the Women's World Championship in 14:45. It was Rhea Ripley taking on Nia Jax, and Rhea Ripley retains the title, gets the hometown pop, and it was an okay match. I mean, you have to watch with Nia Jax because she'll
hurt you.
Yeah, she'll hurt you
Goldberg,
in the ring.
Yeah.
she does work very sloppy.
Yeah.
But this was one of Nia's better matches, I think.
This is the best match she's ever had.
Yeah. Where
she actually looked believable, that nobody really got hurt, I think. Yep. This is Rhea brought the best out of Nia Jax in this one and took care of her and made sure that it was a good match.
Yep.
And it was a good match.
Yep.
I wouldn't expect Nia Jax to ever be in a main event of a major pay-per-view in front of 50,000 people, go on last and have a good match.
Yeah.
That was pretty extraordinary, to be honest.
Yes, exactly.
So I mean, all props to Rhea Ripley for making that happen.
Yeah. And Craig, what's your thoughts now that we got basically the women's side is set with their two big matches? We'll have Bayley and Io in one, and then we'll have Rhea and Becky Lynch going head-to-head for the Raw Women's Championship now.
Well, I did see clips of this match too, and it looked like the pops and everything. Obviously, the crowd's going to be behind Rhea Ripley. If it was kind of like, this was kind of like her SummerSlam '92, as like the British Bulldog was in Wembley. Of course, that match was amazing with him and Brett,
which we talked about.
Two class workers in there, and so like this was kind of her SummerSlam '92, and so she got the big win, and she didn't win the belt, but she defending her belt, and big opponent, and really proved herself, and is going into WrestleMania with momentum. Now going up against arguably the top female talent in the WWE.
Which, funny enough, Nia Jax is not Bret Hart; she's Goldberg.
It's more of a Starrcade '99 scenario.
But even Goldberg, like, are you going to want to watch Goldberg in a 60-minute match against Kurt Angle? No, because he'd probably kill Kurt Angle, in their prime. But
no,
a Goldberg match is still like, I was still as a kid when I was a wrestling fan when I was a kid. I loved Goldberg because he was that powerhouse that would go in there, crush a guy out of his boots, jump up, give the mug to the camera, and everybody's like, "Put him the fucking jackhammer!" Like everybody's just jumping up, like, "Do it!" And so, like, I think that even though you have maybe she is a female Goldberg, I mean, she can still have those devastating matches where she does have those big, heavy power moves,
right?
And
no, I'm not saying Goldberg by heavy power and nice pyro. I'm talking about hurting people.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying is that the fact that they didn't get hurt out there, and they didn't get hurt out there, and it was a good match, and it really did favors for Rhea, and didn't damage Nia's reputation any further. And again, Ken has a great comment here. I mean, he's like, Goldberg and Sid never had an Iron Man match for a reason. 100%.
We never see that. There's a good reason for that.
But I'll even say, I was talking to a friend about this even recently because he used to like wrestling like me, and He was telling me how he watched the SummerSlam where Goldberg squashed Brock Lesnar just a couple years ago, and I remember I was like, yeah, and that was great. Like, who else could have come out there at that moment and beat him that quick?
Right.
Bruh, get off Goldberg's dick. This is not about Goldberg. This is about Rhea and Nia.
The point of what I'm saying is that
Let him cook.
He has his moments, and when they hit, they're awesome. But then you get the moments of Goldberg Lesnar at WrestleMania 20, which was terrible.
There we go.
This was a good moment for Nia.
Yes, exactly. So, all right, it is time to give the ratings for the card for Elimination Chamber 2024. So, TL, I'll start with you.
6 out of 10. This is a big old glass of mid.
Okay, you're kind of middle of the road. 6 out of 10. There we go. Wow, that graphic got big. Okay, maybe that's the last time.
No, that's good. I like it. Keep it there.
It used to be subtle, but now it's just like, no, it's there. I'm using a new graphics package today, everybody. So it's the first time
It is Undertaker purple. I like
this is sight unseen. Yeah. Well, it's purple because it's a purple motif for the Elimination Chamber this year. You remember last year in Montreal it was blue. Now it's purple. So yeah, there we go.
Nope.
Frage. It's awkward, not giving a rating out of from. What would you anticipate you would give this if you saw this? I guess
I would give this a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Wait. This is. I don't think that's even fair that we should score something we haven't seen. What I think we should say is.
Well, I gave him the qualifier. I said,
on a scale of on a scale of 1 to 10, hearing what you've heard, how likely would it be that you would go back and watch this?
Okay, yeah, that's even better.
Well, there was no Goldberg on this card, so
you had Nia Jax.
I don't know. I think it sounded like a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I mean, I think I would be like, oh, cool, because I would have given the Royal Rumble that we watched probably about the same score.
Yeah, I think you did.
I don't watch modern wrestling. We watch all the classic stuff.
Yeah, I think you did because you actually jumped on for. Well, you. Sorry, you didn't, but the governor jumped on.
Yeah, well, he was on there. He was on there giving his opinion.
Yes,
but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think I'd give it. I would be like, oh yeah, that was good, and then I'd be like, but I mean, like, it's not like main event WrestleMania 20 good.
So the likeliness of you going to watch this after all of we talking about it would be 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
7 out of 10 likeliness.
You know why? Because I like to try new things, and I look at the glass half full.
You're a very positive man. Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to split the difference between the two of you, and I'll say 6.5 out of 10. I thought that both chamber matches were enjoyable. However, I did go out of the predictions here. There was 5 matches, and I went 5 for 5 on match predictions. So it was very predictable, I found. If you followed the storylines from week to week, and that's for a hardcore fan, this show was very predictable. I don't want to say painfully predictable, but it was kind of like, well, what are they going to do here? They're not going to necessarily change any belts or anything because there's, not really anything to do.
Now, knowing that it was that predictable, that would make me maybe drop my score to 6 or 6.
Okay.
Because like if this was like, oh, there's some surprises here and this is how it happened, then I would say still 7. But like if it was just like, well, we all knew this was going to happen, I don't like that when pay-per-views happen because it's just like, well, I want to see something.
I think the surprises coming out of this one was, okay, what is the undercard for Mania going to look like? Because we all know the controversy and whatever around the main event stuff and that stuff, and it sounds like now they're on track. Roman Cody happening night 2. Now it's Seth and Drew possibly on night 2, possibly night 1. We'll see what happens there with that. And now the seeds are planted for a tag match: Rock, Roman, Cody, Seth, probably night 1. And we know that Bayley and Io are, night 1 probable main event for night 1. what's going to happen, to fill out the rest of the nights? What's going to happen to open up night 1 all the way up to those matches? And what's going to happen on night 2 all the way up to those matches? And that's
so we got Orton,
Paul,
and Logan.
Yeah, U.S. title.
Uso versus Uso.
Probably.
AJ in LA.
AJ in LA, yep.
What's the other women's match that's not championship?
Oh, Rhea and Becky.
Yeah, Rhea Becky.
Rhea Becky, yeah. And then
Bayley
Tiffany,
Io.
potentially Tiffany Stratton, Bianca Belair.
I guess.
That's potentially. I'm not sure if that's got the nod yet or not, but that's a candidate for up there.
Wild card is so we know that, or I don't know if last I heard that MJF is a free agent. Is he still injured?
Still hurt. I think that was ruled out a month ago or so, that he would be back for any of either Mania in April or Double or Nothing in May for AEW. Okay. So it'll stretch more into. We'll probably see him back with somebody in 2024, probably summer-ish. So.
Okay. I just thought it would be wild if he did jump to WWE. Like Cody wins that match, has that big celebration.
Oh,
MJF interrupts him and comes out.
MJF and Cody at SummerSlam. That's an event I want to see.
I mean, the problem is that SummerSlam isn't in anywhere spectacular this year. It's in Cleveland. So, I mean...
Hey, Cleveland is the home of Logan Paul.
Wow, okay. So Prime Energy presents Logan Paul in the main event at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Perhaps
so they're going to have The Miz and Logan Paul and the special guest referee LeBron James. We're just going to have a Cleveland fest.
LeBron James. And LeBron's going to come out and be like, how about those Lakers? Everybody's like, shut up, LeBron.
And then there's going to be a run-in by Drew Carey.
Drew Carey.
Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
Just bring out anyone.
The Battle of Ohio.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I cannot
Ohio brawl.
Oh, my.
Put JR out on commentary again. He's like, oh, it's the Ohio State Buckeyes coming down to the ring.
By God. By God. Slobber knocker. Beer 6. So, anyways, yes, still lots of questions to be answered on the road to WrestleMania. But thank you guys very much for sitting in with me to talk this show. We hammered it out fairly quickly. The next time we see you guys, we're going to do kind of our. I haven't decided yet if it's going to be a court or if it's just going to be an open debate on what moment was the bigger moment in wrestling in the 90s between the screw job and the Hogan turn NWO thing. So that was going to be my next question. Is I can't even remember what side you guys were representing. I think
I'm representing the bad guy.
Okay.
Right. I've got
Fraser's NWO and TL's the Montreal Screwjob. Okay.
Right.
So there we go.
Yeah.
The next time we get together will be an open debate, shall we say, moderated by myself with these two individuals debating what was the more influential moment. And watch for a poll on the social medias for Nitro Maniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited leading up to that pod stream, as the kids call it now.
Fuck them kids! I gotta go.
We're gonna get we're gonna use the kids as the jury here. So, but anyways, for Mr. TL, for CraigPFraser, I'm Kellen Nitro. We'll catch you next time here on Nitro Maniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited. Do take care.
You got the little man, you got the big man, and you got the bigger man.
And I forgot Rest in peace. Yes, the Undertaker is done again. So again, everybody, please feel free to subscribe, pass the link along, and again, we'll see you next time here on the channel. Have a good one. Bye.